Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the channel. This is Becky's Odd Tales. So those of you who know me from my other channel, hello and welcome. So what we do here is we review TV shows, movies, things we see on the internet, things we read that are just a little odd, interesting, whatever. So today we're going to be talking about Netflix's Trainwreck Poop Cruise. And I can't believe I'm saying this, poop cruise. So this does follow a cruise ship, and the cruise is going from the US to Mexico and on the way back. And they go day one, things are fine, everybody's great. Day two, things are fine, everybody's great. Day three, Mexico, let's drink. And then day four, there's a fire. And they're like, okay, it'll be fine. It's a little fire. Everybody get to your little muster station, and they're gonna put it out. It's gonna cool down. Then we've got a bunch of other engines. We're gonna be just great. So everybody's just sitting there like, okay, what time is it? What time is it? And it doesn't work. So they finally check on it, and the whole thing is there's just no electric. So you're thinking, well, Becky, what's that got to do with pooping? A lot on a cruise ship, okay? It has a lot to do with electricity and pooping are hand in hand. So they didn't have fresh water. They had the bottled water, the drinks in the bar and stuff like that. Food was very perishable, had to be thrown out because, fridge, kitchen, whatever. And you're going to say, well, Becky, they have, if they don't open it very well, so much time. I think they were out there like 6 days total. So it was, past time. Um, and then the toilet system, the air conditioning went out. The toilet system, you can't flush without that energy because it's all interconnected. So they were trying to come up with different ways to deal with the situation. They're like, well, maybe we just pee overboard. Well, if you're a boy, that's fine. You can take your little weenie out and pee over the ship. A girl, you're probably going to fall over. So somebody had come up with the idea that you'll do the number one in the shower and the number two in a red bag, like a bag, hazard bag that you were going to in a bag. And then they were going to collect the bag and put it somewhere. Um, Nobody was happy with that. You're talking about going on a beautiful sun-filled cruise, lots of drinking, lots of eating, and you're then the power goes out. It's hot, it's horrible, it's miserable. The food lessens. You're eating soggy tomato and wilted lettuce sandwiches, and now they're telling you to poop in a red bag. And that was not taken well. People were trying to hold it. Then people were making this guy in the documentary, he goes, it was a poop lasagna sandwich. I was like, not a poop lasagna. And he goes, they poop, throw a little toilet paper, poop, little toilet paper, poop, little toilet paper. And I was like, oh, please no. Please no. Please don't tell me you walked into that. And so everybody's scrambling to find a place to do the business. And I think they said in the documentary sort of thing that they were doing, that one or two bathrooms did work and it was kept a secret. So, so one guy found out and he bonded with his father-in-law because they're like, and I was like, okay, I don't want to go on a cruise. Um, I just not feeling the desire to be on a cruise ship. So, and I've got a friend going on a cruise come November. Hey, Joe, girlfriend. Um, and hopefully hers goes better. So they're pooping and stuff like that, and you're thinking this cannot get worse. You know it got worse, okay? So The tugboats come. Initially, they're going to go back. They were in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, and they're just going to go back to Mexico because that would be shortest distance. Well, when the power went out, here's Mexico, here's the United States. They were here. They started floating up this way. So the tugboats were going to take them to Alabama. Well, that added like another 2 days or something. So they were supposed to be in and out in 4 days. Then it was 5 days. Now we're looking at 6 days. And of course, you know, they did run into another boat that was able to unload some food. And you were thinking, well, why didn't they just take the passengers on the other boat? Well, you are talking like 4,500 people. The capacity you would think of the ship can only hold so many. Two, how long it would take to transfer just a few people at a time. You would be in Mobile, Alabama by then. But they did get some fresh food, a little bit of water. Um, a not so smart decision was to open the bar and hand out free liquor. So, fight started. So now you've got no electricity, no air, pooping in a red bag, free liquor, fights, people having sex without covering up on the deck. And I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, Lord. And of course, CNN was making, one of the news people was on there on the documentary thing. Um, or the TrainWreck memory thing, talking about, oh yes, this is the biggest story and stuff like this, and we didn't know they were pooping in a red bag. But anyways, so the tugboat's taking them, and you're thinking, oh, thank God, the tugboat, it's taking them. Um, Hell no. So the tugboat's taking them, but it tilts the ship, and all the poo and pee and the toilets and the shower goes. And then it goes down the walls, on the floors, down the walls, on the floors. So now there's raw, nasty sewage just floating around. You walking in it. You walking in the pee, the poop, the diarrhea, the constipation, the corn that didn't get digested 3 days ago. You're walking in all of it. Um, so people were having to do that, and it was going into the cafeteria, and it was going into the regular hallways. So everybody was trying to get up on the deck where it couldn't fall into, and then people were trying to take their red poop bags and fling them off the ship. Well, the wind got so bad it like flung it back on the ship one time, and it done like hit a lower deck, and I was like, I'm just watching this. I literally got done watching it. And I am watching this and I am like, oh my God. Like, what? And you would think that after all this, the lawsuits would roll. Okay. They tried. But when you buy a ticket to that cruise, you are not guaranteed sanitary passage, safe passage, wholesome food, wholesome whatever. In other words, it's like amusement park. If something happens, you're screwed. Well, something happened, they're screwed. And I'm sitting here watching this like, can you imagine? They have people on their bachelorette trips. They have people, family gatherings, newlyweds. That's not how you want your life to start out. And I was like, oh my freaking God. Um, what do I say or do about this? And I'm watching it in disbelief. And I was like, so they went through this. You're talking about all this stuff that could have happened, Shigella virus, like when they poop in the swimming pools and people get sick, and peeing in the swimming pools, people get sick. And I was like, and you paid a ticket for it, and you're not guaranteed any of that. So, did I think the name of the documentary was Trainwreck Poop Cruise, and it was about 55 minutes. It was 55 minutes long. Oh, not long at all. It was brief but descriptive. I did like that they had different passengers and crew members talk about it, both on the ship and off the ship, as well as the news people and the family members that were left behind. So I really liked that part of it. Um, the videos they had of the sewage, I was like, but I will never take a cruise. Mm-mm. No, that's Becky, and I will see you next time.